Hi, fans of high quality entertainment. Before I get into this subject matter, I just wanted to let you know uh, my buddy Glenn Kellaway from the basement is coming over, and we're going to be doing our CD exchange reviews. He gave me Kim Deal, Uriah Heep, Jimi Hendrix Experience, Charles Mingus, and Robin Trower. So I'm not sure if I'll post the video later today or I'll wait until tomorrow. But so Paul McCartney performed on the Saturday Night Live 50th anniversary. I haven't seen the show yet, but I did see his performance at the end where he did the Abbey Road medley, Golden Slumbers in the end. And I started to, and before I saw that, I was seeing these videos about, from my YouTube friends, and that's why I wasn't going to respond, because I don't want drama on YouTube. I've had enough of it in the past. But I would watch these videos from my YouTube friends, and some of them would be saying, it might be time for Paul to retire, give it up, His voice isn't what it was, of course. I realize that, so does everybody else. But when I did see the performance, it was it was okay. I didn't mind it at all. I expected his voice to be rough, which it was. And you also have to remember, it was one song. It's not like, I think, if he was doing a few more songs, his voice would possibly warm up more or whatever. Not making any excuses. He's 82 years old, right? And he's never going to sound like he did when he was in his 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s. So, like I said, I've watched a few YouTube videos from my, people I'm subscribed to that I respect, and they have a right to, say whatever they want to do, say whatever they want to say, and like I said, I wasn't going to make a video on it because I'm going to get some negativity from it. People are going to disagree with me, as usual. But when I started seeing a couple of other videos defending Paul's Saturday Night Live performance, it kind of made me feel better. I wanted to add that when I would see these videos, and they're obviously Paul McCartney fans too, but just for me, personally, when I would see these videos, it would hurt. I would feel, I don't know, it's kind of depressing to hear Paul McCartney fans kind of saying, I think it's time to quit performing live. The way I look at it, Paul McCartney is still standing. He can still play the piano. He can still play the guitar. His voice is rough. I don't care. He loves performing. That's what he's done all of his life. And as long as he's not being wheeled out in a wheelchair, or, it comes to the point, I understand there is a point where he shouldn't be on stage. Kind of like Chuck Berry in the last year or two when he shouldn't have been on stage. But he can still perform. And I think it's time for us fans to, for all of the happiness, the joy that Paul and the Beatles have brought into my life and a lot of other people's lives, maybe it's time for us to give some of that happiness back to him and just let him do what he wants to do and not put it down, I guess. Get off the stage. You're 82 years old. And as we all know, there's going to be a day when Paul isn't with us and when we're not here. But there is going to be a day, hopefully not for another 20 years, that Paul's not going to be with us. And then everybody's going to be doing these YouTube videos, crying, and oh, he was the best. But meanwhile, while he's alive, people are bashing him. And that's kind of, that's why I'm saying it kind of hurts. Like, so I'm going to show you. I came across a couple of, like a positive and a negative Facebook. So this is a person saying, "Did you see Paul McCartney last night? I hate to say it, but it's time he hung up his spurs." He cannot sing a lick, and he looked lost when playing guitar. I thought he played the guitar fine. You could see the confusion on his face. I didn't see any confusion on his face. Did he look tired? Yeah. But so what? And then, of course, they get political with Joe Biden. And then he's complaining about the stubble. And then there's a more positive one. Super emotional to watch. And ultimately, I feel we are all blessed to be living at the same time as this universal treasure of a man. So I've got a couple of clips from these YouTube channels that were, kind of more supporting Paul and his performance. And please subscribe to the channels. I'm subscribed to both of them, and I'll have a link below in the pinned comment. And there might be a F-bomb or two. I'm just warning you. Not from me. I never friggin' swear. So who is this? Oh, yeah, it's Norman Maslow and his channel, MAZZY'S Music. And let's hear what he has to say.
It's easy for me to hear him pontificate and tell Paul McCartney what to do. He should do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And YouTubers like me, like all the others I've been saying, maybe it's time to give it up, Paul. Give me a fucking break. You give it up. Stop making YouTube videos, okay?
Stop making YouTube videos. I'm glad I didn't make a negative video on Paul McCartney's vocals.
You know who I'm talking to there, right? Now let's just look. The Paul McCartney section is right here. So we got this.
So anyway, please check out Norman Maslow's video, the full video. It's quite interesting. And no one is denying that Paul's voice isn't what it used to be. But
It wasn't perfect, but it wasn't as terrible that a lot of people are making it out to be. It wasn't that terrible.
No,
it was good.
And having just seen him, and having just seen this song in person in front of 500 people, it kicked fucking ass. It was great. Okay, and it was even better in Manchester when you're there with 20. But I mean, to have Golden Slumbers performed up close with 500 people. Right. Again, controlled environment. You're not gonna hide the voice. The strain is there. It's there, and you got to admire it. Okay, and I feel bad for saying that. You know what? I said you weren't a fan. That was the uber defensive Andy coming out to die on the hill for Paul. I take that back. But you have a right not to like it.
So yeah, like you do have a right not to like the performance. Like, ooh, that wasn't very good. But I don't know, telling, saying maybe it's time to retire. I don't know. It's just, like I said, I'm protective of it's almost like a family member, right? It's like maybe an older person and they used to do something really well. And then they get to a certain age, like Paul, and they don't do it as well as they used to. Are you going to tell them to stop doing what they love to do, right? And it still pleases many, 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 many fans, right? And I just feel it's time for us as fans to, give back to Paul McCartney, because he's not always going to be around for us to appreciate. And I'm not saying you can't, if he makes a new album and you don't like it, that's fine, right? And I also wanted to end this by saying, when I only watched the performance once, and it's what I kind of expected with his vocals, so I wasn't shocked or anything. I wasn't saying, oh my God, this is horrible. And the band was great that he's had for many, many, many years. I've interviewed Brian, of course. But anyway, what really got to me for this was Rusty Anderson, the guitarist on the left, when him and Paul were singing the end at the end, the Abbey Road medley, and Rusty is looking right into Paul's eyes, right? And he's singing, love you, love you. That just kind of got to me, because it's kind of like, wouldn't you love the opportunity to seriously look into Paul McCartney's eyes and say, love you? And so I'm sure, that means a lot to Rusty and Brian and Abe, like to be up there with a living fucking legend. I said it. I swore. So yeah, I just wanted to, but like I said, I didn't want to make this video because I don't want to cause drama on YouTube. I'm too old for that. Even at my age, 66, I feel like I'm 82 sometimes. So I love all of these YouTube channels I'm subscribed to. Everybody's great. We sometimes disagree, and that's normal, right? But I just disagree with some of my friends that Paul's still alive. He's still healthy. His voice isn't what it used to be, but he can still perform. He play guitar and keyboards and entertain us, hopefully for a few more years. Thank you.